Hello there everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and we are here with another installment in my Hypothetical series of my curated collection. Today is eyeshadow palettes and singles. I feel like I agonized over this. Even though it's a hypothetical situation, it was still like I was taking it very seriously. So some of these were no-brainers. Like if you watch enough of my videos, you'll probably be able to pick out at least 5 things that I was gonna keep. Some of the singles I don't talk about a whole lot just because I don't know, I just don't. So some of these you might not have heard me talk about before, but a lot of the palettes, yes, there's a lot. So even in a curated collection, I'm still going to crave variety. Variety in formula. So I have 2 completely like neutral brown palettes, but they're different formulas, they're different brands. I want both of them. I want the formula. So let's talk about the singles first. I'm feeling like, did I leave anything out? Okay, so, well, let's talk about the primer. So I did want to make sure to include a primer. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, a little sample. I've never been a big believer in primer. I never feel like it did anything. It just kind of like, what a useless step. So I was using concealer for a long time, and then I started using up all my samples. And this was one I got in a 500-point perk like box of stuff, and it's awesome. It's really, really, really good. So I mean, obviously they've been making it forever for a reason. So this is really good. So I wanted to make sure to include a primer. So let's talk about the singles I decided to keep. I wanted to make sure to include some cream eyeshadows because I like them. And I wanted to have a couple things that were super easy to use, like one shadow looks. And these are both from Revlon. They're both the Revlon ColorStay cream eyeshadows. I have the shade Stardust and the shade, it doesn't say, it just says 740. I'm going to try to swatch some of these things. I might swatch all the singles. I'm not going to swatch all of the palettes. Any corresponding videos where I've used these palettes, of course, will be linked down below as well. I love these a lot because they feel brand new, even though they are not. I've had these for a really long time. Let me build that one up a little bit. And they feel as creamy as the day I bought them. These are some of the best cream eyeshadows I've ever used from any brand. Revlon definitely knocked these out of the park. The formula is amazing, and I love wearing these. I was actually wearing this one yesterday, and I love it. I love these a lot, and I don't want to be without them. A couple of L'Oreal singles. Actually, I have 4 L'Oreal singles, 2 infallible shadows. Of course, these were something that came to mind immediately. I wanted to keep them all, but, you know, it's curated. This was so hard. I don't know why. I did disqualify any sentimental value from products. I'm not keeping anything here just for sentimental value or things I've had for a long time that I don't want to get rid of, though that's a totally different category. So if you're not seeing anything in this video that you're like, what? You would love that thing. It's because I disqualified sentimentality. This is the shade Bronzed Taupe. I freaking love this. I think a lot of people love this. It's definitely probably a cult favorite. This is what it looks like if you haven't seen these. I hope they never discontinue these. I feel like they should re-promote them. Because I think a lot of people would re-fall in love with them. I love this one. Great one shadow look. It goes great on the entire lid and the crease, even though it is a shimmer. It's beautiful. And then the other one I wanted to keep was Liquid Diamond. And this one, for nothing other than, it's just a really pretty silvery, it kind of looks like that cream eyeshadow I'm keeping. But like I said, I crave different formulas. It's just like a really silvery blue, a little bit of purpley, lavendery, beautifully goodness, and I love this shade a lot. I wear it all the time, and I just love it. I didn't want to be without it. And then 2 more singles from Revlon that I'm keeping are 2 of these little ones here. I have a bunch of these I wanted to keep, but these are the 2 I was like, those are the 2 best ones. They're the Matte It, I have one called Matte It Up and one called Acro-Matt. And these are some of the best formulas. So these shadows I really like for the most part. Some of them aren't very good, like they get hard pan quickly, they don't have a lot of pigment, but these 2 are so beautiful. Like there's something crazy good about this formula. And this is the one called Acro-Matt, and this is the one called Matte It Up. These 2 together make like the most prettiest 2 shadow easy kind of look. Even just one of these on its own is beautiful, and these are 2 I reach for all the time that I didn't want to be without. I love these 2 little things. They're just super easy to use and just really pigmented and pretty. And 2 other single shadows here. I have 4 more to talk about. I have the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadow in the shade Thrasher. I feel like she's phasing these out because they're all on clearance right now. I did buy a bunch of these when they were on sale a while back, sometime last year, if not the year before, and they were really bad. This was the only one I kept, and this was the first one I had ever bought. So I held all of the other ones I purchased to this kind of, I don't know what the word is. Like, I held them to this quality, and none of them could live up to it. This is one of the best single eyeshadows I've ever purchased. I absolutely love it. It feels almost like it's creamy because it's so good. But look at this beautiful, wonderful shade. Oh my gosh. I wish they were all like this, but this one is just the best. I love this one a lot. This was a no-brainer when I was picking out singles, as well as this one from City Color. This is one that I got in an Ipsy bag. And every once in a while I go to City Color's website and want to buy some of these because I don't know where to find this brand. I feel like it's a dollar store brand, like Dollar General, Family Dollar, but I can't find it in real life, and I go to the website every once in a while to buy one. This feels so similar to the Kat Von D one, and it's just so pretty. One of the best things I've ever gotten in an Ipsy bag, other than some of the brushes. Ipsy sent some good stuff, but this was one of the highlights of the entire time I've had it. It's so beautiful, and at first I thought these were very similar. No, not this one. It's another one I have that I went back and forth between keeping, but look at it. It's so pretty. This is one I don't ever want to run out of, so I don't use it that much as if I'm ever going to run out of it. Oh, so beautiful. I don't like to be without this one either. No-brainer right there. Another no-brainer for me was this MAC Extra Dimension eyeshadow in the shade Smoky Mauve. This is how it looks. This is a little single eyeshadow. This is one of those ones that had like a wavy pattern on it, and I never wanted to use it because I didn't want to mess up the pattern. But this is a shadow I use all the time. Now that I realize how like a little goes a long way, I'm never going to run out of it. And it's so beautiful. Look at this. Oh my gosh. It's like a purpley. Now in this light it looks pink, but it normally looks like a smoky mauve. The shade is Smoky Mauve. Like, that's the perfect description. It's so beautiful. It has a lot of sparkle to it. I wear it as a one shadow look all the time. And another thing this is really good for is when you put on a cream eyeshadow, maybe it was some new one you tried and it doesn't blend that well. I use this all the time to like cover everything up because it just like makes everything look like you tried a lot harder than you did. Such a great formula. Beautiful eyeshadow. I love it. Two more singles. This one is discontinued. I don't know why Nars got rid of these extra dimension eyeshadows. No, that's not what they're called. They're called dual intensity eyeshadows. This is the shade Himalia. I don't know why they got rid of these because these were amazing. Nars for me is just like not amazing anymore. They put out way too many palettes. Every 5 seconds they have another cheek palette and it's just a bunch of overlap. Like, what are they doing? Anyway, this is the shade here. I use this one all the time as well. It is discontinued, so I don't pull it out as often as I would like because I don't want to run out of it. But it's such a beautiful eyeshadow, a really beautiful one shadow look. This was a no-brainer for me. Last single eyeshadow. This isn't really a single. Is it an eyeshadow? Sure it is. It's from Hourglass, and it's this scattered light glitter eyeshadow in the shade Smoke. So I did keep a couple of glittery things just to add some sparkle to my curated collection here. Let's swatch this one here. This one isn't as sparkly as the other ones. That's it right there. I guess it is. But it doesn't look like glitter on the eyes. It just looks like scattered light. Like they named it perfectly. And it's so pretty. Another one I like to wear all over the lid, in the crease, all up. It's amazing. I love it. I did try out that little trio they came out with for Christmas, and I don't love it. You know, this was definitely something that the little ones couldn't live up to. But look at this. So this is all the single eyeshadows I'm keeping. A lot of shine, a lot of shimmer, but ones I absolutely love and the formulas I adore. So let's start talking about the palettes. So a few of these were no-brainers. A couple of them I agonized over because I was like, I want to keep more than just this. But this is what I kept. So first up, the Natasha Denona Mini Sunset Palette. No-brainer right here. How many times am I going to say that in this video? But a lot of these things are things I just really love and don't want to be without. And there is going to be some shade overlap in here, but I'm not worried about that. I love different formula. So this is one of the best little things I've ever purchased. Natasha Denona knocked it out of the park with this little thing here. I have purchased a few of the other ones. I purchased the mini Lila and the mini gold, and I did not like the gold one at all. The Lila one can't live up to this. Like, this one is just absolute perfection, and I had to keep it. Another one, the one I'm wearing today, is the Too Faced Tickled Peach palette. This was, I mean, one of the first things I thought of when I decided to hypothetically curate my collection was this little guy. I am wearing this today. I do have a video talking about this. One of my favorite palettes I've ever purchased. Too Faced did something amazing with this. They have brought out a few other ones since this, but none of them can live up to this amazing quality. It's so good. It does have that sour peach scent to it, which I never used to like, but you know, it's grown on me. This is just perfection, absolute perfection. The formulas are amazing. I love this thing. Love this thing forever. Something I think all of you may have seen coming were the Ulta Beauty eyeshadow palettes. I freaking love these. I hope they never get rid of these. This is one of the best formulas I've ever tried as far as eyeshadow goes. And I did decide to keep all three of these. This is the first one that I had purchased, the Sunset Skies. This one is absolutely amazing. I do have videos on each of these. I'll link down below in case you're interested in seeing swatches or a demo or anything like that. Amazing, amazing formula, drugstore, high-end, mid-range, whatever. This is like trumping everything right now. It's so great. I also kept the Everyday Faves. I do have another nude palette that I'm keeping just for formula's sake. I want the variety in formula like I was saying earlier. But a basic everyday kind of brownie neutral palette there. And then Midnight Vibes, of course, for some smoky, shimmery goodness. I couldn't leave this one out either. I had to keep it. I'm keeping the Revlon ColorStay Looks Book palette in the shade Player. And I chose this one. There was one other one I kept going back and forth with wanting to keep, which was the one called Enigma or Maverick. The one Maverick was like, I should have picked it. I should have kept that one. Now I'm like, my collection's one short now because I didn't get Maverick. It's okay. You know what? I can make do without it. But I kept this one because I really like this green in here. I love the two blues in here. I love these shades here and how they play with the green. I think this one is really well done. I love these little palettes though from Revlon. I wanted to keep them all. But should I have kept Maverick? Now I'm like, I should have. But anyway, I'm happy with this one here. I did also choose to keep a couple of the City Mini palettes from Maybelline. I'm sure some of you may have seen these coming as well, just for ease of use. In a curated collection, as great as some of these here are, they're not like the quickest to put on. They're not the quickest to blend. They're not the quickest to pair together. They're things I personally want to keep. But as far as ease of use, these City Mini palettes are so easy to use because they lay out a little trio for you really quickly, like 3 shades. You put it on. They're super blendable. They go well together so easily. And these are like no fail, maybe they're fail safes, because you can't mess them up. And I love these a lot, and I wanted to keep a couple just for ease of use, like I was saying. Another thing, probably one of the first things that sprang to mind was Makeup Geek. The Makeup Geek Quad and Joyful Jade, one of my absolute favorite things I've ever purchased in my life. Got this at Target. All of these are marked down right now at Target because I know that Makeup Geek is rebranding and they're coming out with square pans. I hope they didn't change the formula because there is absolutely no way this can get any better. This formula is absolute perfection. Like, so freaking good. It will blow your mind. If you've never tried these, head to Target, buy one on clearance. It'll blow your mind, I promise you. So I hope they didn't change the formula because they can't improve on this. It's perfect. And this is one of my favorite things. I love this green paired with these browns and that nice like creamy shimmery shade there. Perfection. Had to have it. Another one I chose is the L'Oreal. I know it seems like I'm going on forever with the eyeshadows, but like I said, I wanted variety. I wanted to make sure all my bases were covered. So there are a few more palettes that I'll be talking about. But the L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted palette, I adore this thing. I wear it all the time. I love it every single time I use it. I love every single look I've created with this. It's super user-friendly, very easy to use, very easy to make color combinations. I think I've said this in every video I've talked about, but each shade goes well with every single shade. Like you could pick this, and it'll look perfect together. This one here and the pink one, perfect. Like it's just a perfect palette. I love it. It's perfectly pigmented. It's super user-friendly, easy to use. Don't care for the scent that's in here. It smells like tahine. or something. It's fading now because I've had it for a long time. I hope they keep this forever. I hope they kind of get rid of the scent after a while, but I love this formula a lot and one of my favorite palettes L'Oreal's ever done. I wanted to keep a colorful palette. Actually, I have two colorful palettes that I wanted to keep. Let me move these two right here. So I kept the Melt Cosmetics Radioactive palette because, as you've seen, everything here is on the neutrally side, and I did want to keep some colorful palettes, and I chose this one because it has pretty much every color in here. The whole rainbow's in here, and I love this formula a lot. These are, I don't want to say super easy to use, but they do take a little practice, a little bit of blending. They don't go on blotchy or they stick or anything like that, but they do take a little bit of blending. But they're so good, and I love Melt's matte eyeshadow formula a lot. These do, if you look up close, they do look like they have a tiny bit of sparkle to them, like they might be, I don't even know, never mind. I don't want to say satin finish, but they have a little bit of sparkle to them, but they perform like mattes, 100% like a matte. But I did also want to keep some shimmery, colorful shades, because as much as I like that, I don't like putting matte too much on my lids. I do enjoy a shimmer on the lid. And for that one, I went with Kat Von D's Vegan Love eyeshadow palette. I love this palette a lot. And I think this is getting phased out as well on her website. It's like less than half off right now. So if it sounds interesting to you, I would head to her website and check it out because this is so good. I think it's well worth the purchase. But they're all shimmery shades. This whole palette is shimmer, but it's shimmery color. A shimmery yellow, shimmery green, a red, this really pretty, like almost kind of rusty orange, shimmery blue, shimmery purple, shimmery black. Like I just really, really like this a lot. And I wanted a shimmery, colorful palette. I know I have a shimmery green here with the City Color one. This is the one that I thought was a little similar. So I didn't want to keep both. But they're not the same. Like, they're totally different tones of green, right? Let me swatch that one next to it. Let's just investigate. Oh, yeah, they're different. So, they're different colors of green. But I really, really like this palette a lot. It does not get enough love. I think, you know, Kat Von D had some controversies in the last year or so, but I think, you know, whatever. The makeup is still good, and I really do like this palette a lot, and I'm keeping it in my curated collection as my shimmery, colorful palette. What am I missing? Okay, I have 5 more palettes, okay? But when you see them, you'll see why I'm keeping them. So the next nude palette, so this is the one that I went back and forth with keeping with the Everyday Faves from Ulta, but it's the Makeup Geek in the nude palette. And like I said, I wanted variety in formula. And as much as I love the Ulta Beauty formula, Makeup Geek just has something very, very special going on with their formula. So there might be some overlap in the shades here, but I'm in love with this formula right now, as well as this, but you know, I want the variety. And I love this. I love this palette a lot. I adore it. Makeup Geek has a ton of singles on sale on their website because they are rebranding. They're making all their pans squares now. Please, God, I hope they didn't change the formula. But that's when I bought this. It was on sale, and I love it. Like, why did I sleep on this palette for so long? It's amazing, and I want it forever in my curated collection. No regrets. And then another glittery thing, because I know I kept the Hourglass Scattered Light Little Glitter eyeshadow, but it's not really glittery to me. I kept the Makeup Forever Starlit palette, because this is an all glitter palette, and these are like the most sophisticated, high-end, most well-done glitters I've ever used in my entire life. They're not, I don't want to say like, they're not those disgusting pressed glitters. They're like silk. When you touch these, it feels like you're touching the cardboard. Like it feels like nothing, but they go on so beautifully and glittery and sparkly on top of anything. They look wonderful, and they don't have any fallout. They are just so pretty, so well done, so high-end, so luxe, so sophisticated glitter. And when I was looking for something glittery to keep just in case I felt like sparkle, this was a no-brainer. Like, it's the best thing that I own as far as glitter goes. 3 more palettes. Okay, we're almost done. I'm keeping 2 Rimmel magnif'eyes palettes. I'm keeping the Spice Edition because I didn't have a ton of stuff like this that I'm keeping. Maybe the Natasha denona one. Might have some very similar tones, but I just really like this palette a lot. I think it's leaps and bounds better than the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and I just really like the variety in here. I like the amount of shimmers. I like this nice purple. It goes well with the other things here. And this was also one of those things that was a no-brainer. I don't use this all the time, like in videos or talk about it too much, but I really love having it, and I didn't want to exclude it from my curated collection because it's so good. I do have a video on that as well where I demo it from last year, early last year. And then the other Rimmel palette I'm keeping is the Electric Violets because I don't have any purple. I don't know if you've noticed, there might be purples here and there in these palettes, maybe? Like this one might have not even really purple. The bright purple in the Melt palette, but nothing purpley. And I wanted to make sure, you know, like I said, all my bases were covered. And this was a 2018 yearly favorite. I love this palette. I still use it. It does take a little building. It's not like the most crazy pigmented thing you've ever used in your life, but it's very beginner friendly if you're afraid of color, because they're on the lighter side of pigmentation. But I love this, and I wanted to keep something purpley in my curated collection, and this was definitely the one for me. And the last palette, yes, we're done. The last palette I'm keeping in my curated collection is the Modern Renaissance palette. And this was something that I bought, and I don't know why I bought it, but it has really, really grown on me and come to be a palette that I really enjoy using. Is it the best palette in the world? No. Is the formula great? Yes. But I picked this to keep because this is one of those fail-safe products for me. It's something I reach for when I don't know what else to use, or I'm kind of like, I just used that yesterday, I want to use something else. I always go back to this because no matter what I've used, it's always nice. All of these shades blend like a dream. The little brush that it comes with works very, very well with these eyeshadows. And I just really, really like this, and I wanted to keep this for ease of use, and because for me it's like a fail-safe, and I didn't want to be without any fail-safes in my curated collection. Okay, that is it. That is all of the things I am keeping in my curated collection. I know it doesn't seem very curated, but I don't want to just have 5 palettes and then be like, well, I really missed this other formula. I wanted some color, but I only kept 5. I wanted to make sure all my bases were covered, that I was truly happy with my collection, and this is what I'm choosing to keep. It's not that much, is it? I mean, is that a lot? I don't know. But I'm happy with what I kept. Let me know what you would keep in your curated collection. Have you tried any of these things? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Thoughts and opinions down below as always. I would love to know what they are. And I will see you later in another video. If you stayed this long, thank you. Bye.